Hello everyone. Well, today I'm going to be unboxing and having a look at yet another new Henry vacuum cleaner. Inside this fairly plain box is a new Henry Clean Air with a more effective filtration system than the standard Henry models. Okay, without any further ado, let's open the box and see what tools and accessories are included. This is model HVA 160, so the 160 denotes the size, which means this is a compact Henry. Okay, let's have a look. Very firmly stuck down today. Well, with this model we get a lot of cleaning tools, so this could be the ultimate Henry, especially if you've got allergies to dust or pollen, because this is designed to keep all the dust and dirt inside the machine. So we've got a plain black and white instruction book. First out of the box, I'll just go and get a pair of scissors, we've got the full-sized aero brush. We also get, with the Clean Air model, the Aero Brush 140 size, so that's ideal for your stairs, your car interior, upholstery, and even your pet bedding. So that's good. 2 turbo nozzles supplied with this particular Henry. Inside this green bag we'll find all the small accessories, and this is pretty much standard across the Henry and HEPA ranges. We've got an upholstery nozzle, a dusting brush. This adapter allows you to fit any of the tools directly onto the end of the hose. Crevice tool for your nooks and crannies. And a slide-on brush for the upholstery nozzle. Okay, well, unfortunately we have the latest style of pneumatic carpet and floor nozzle. I wasn't keen on this when I first saw it when I unboxed the Henry XL. So it looks like Pneumatic are now supplying this particular nozzle with their vacuum cleaners. They've cheapened this nozzle considerably. They've changed the nozzles throughout the years. This, in my opinion, is the worst, most plasticky feeling nozzle. But there you have it, what can you do? But with this model, because it's got the full-size turbo head, I expect if you did buy this, you'd be using that more than you'd use this. This would probably be fine for hard floors because you can lower the brush, and it's also got a squeegee at the back. But in my experience it's not very good on carpet, but there we go. Next out of the box we've got the curved handle complete with your suction control. Two wands. And of course we've got the hose. We do get one spare HEPA flow bag. There will be a bag fitted. And finally, we've got the Henry Clean Air himself. So let's take a closer look. Well, here he is, the new Henry Clean Air. Now when I open Henry, I'm expecting to find a filter more or less the same as the blue Henry Allergy that I've previously shown on my channel. This one, at the time of making the video, was about £170, which is cheaper than the Henry Allergy, and it comes with more cleaning tools. Now this seems better value than the Henry Allergy because it does come with 2 turbo nozzles. The only extra tool the Henry Allergy comes with, apart from the standard toolkit, is a dedicated hard floor nozzle. But with the 2 turbo nozzles, I think this is better value because I bought this for £170, whereas the Henry Allergy will end up costing you around £200. So if it filters the same as Henry Allergy, it's a no-brainer unless you particularly like the blue colour of Henry Allergy. So let's have a look at this filter, shall we? Well, this is one of the filters. I'll just put the motor unit to one side. This is another filter because the bag, of course, is the first filter, and this is the HEPA flow bags, long lasting, very strong. They fit very tightly and securely into the machine, and when you take the bag out to empty it, you can close the cover so the dirt stays inside. As I've said many times before, it's always worth getting genuine bags. They don't cost very much, they're very reasonably priced, and they will last you a long time. So the bag just pushes on to the bag support tube there. So that's the first filter. This is the second filter, which is sort of the standard Henry filter you expect to see in most Henry and Hetty models, and that fits just on the top there. So this is where Henry Clean Air is different. We have a special filter under here. So if we rotate this ring and remove this piece, we can find this, and yes, it does look the same as the filter supplied with the Henry Allergy. So this gives you exceptionally clean exhaust air. So if you have any allergies, if you suffer from pollen allergies or dust allergies, or you just want to know that the clean air that comes out of the machine is as clean as it can be, then it is worth going for the allergy version. You can get a Henry Extra, which with much the same tools for around a similar price, but this is worth going for if you want the upgraded filter, which I think is important nowadays. We're spending a lot of time indoors, and to have cleaner air, especially in winter with everything closed up, when you're vacuuming, you don't want dirt being introduced back into the room. You want it sucked into the bag and you want it to stay inside the cleaner. So there you go, that's the motor unit. This is a 620 watt machine. So we can pop the filter back that way, yes, and put the filter cover back on. There we go. Turn this to the locked position, and there you have it. And then of course we can pop the motor unit back on to Henry's body like so. Just secure the clips. There we go. So I much prefer, as I've said before, the compact version. You can still buy the larger version. The 200 standard size is the Henry 200, but the 160 versions seem to be more widely available, and they're more suited, I think, for domestic use. They're a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter, and they're easier to maneuver around your home. They still have an extra long 10-meter mains cable though, which you pull out with a manual rewind, so there's very little to go wrong. It's not automatic, but you do have a manual winder at the top. So we can pull out all the cord. So having so much cord means you can plug Henry Clean Air into one socket, and for most houses, unless it's very large, you might be able to clean the whole downstairs, and when you move it upstairs, you should only have to plug the machine in once and be able to clean the whole of your upstairs. Of course, combined with 10 meters of cable, you do get the long hose as well. So let's plug Henry Clean Air in. When you plug Henry in, you'll find a little mains on light here illuminating, just to warn you that you've left Henry plugged in, and we have a single speed on off switch here. Plenty of suction power from the 620 watt motor, and of course, as many Henry cleaners, this machine is pretty quiet, so it shouldn't disturb the neighbours when you're vacuuming. On the back of Henry you'll find storage for the small cleaning tools. Now there's only 2 slots, so you could use the 2 tools you use the most, so the upholstery nozzle perhaps and the crevice nozzle, but it is possible to store all the tools on board. Be a bit creative. You can connect the adapter into the upholstery nozzle, for example, and pop that there, and the dusting tool does fit on top of the crevice tool, so this way you can store all the tools on board. There's also a parking bracket on the back of Henry, so you can park the aero brush or indeed the standard carpet and floor nozzle. The adapter piece supplied is very useful for using Henry in tight spaces, so you can attach it directly to the hose end without the handle fitted and then fit any of the small tools directly. So this will get under your car seats and clean your car mats, and of course we can attach any of the other tools, the dusting brush for example. It makes it lighter and easier to handle. This is ideal for cleaning shelving, Venetian blinds, etc. You can of course attach the curved part of the handle here, and then you don't need the adapter. The cleaning tools just fit directly on there. You'd always normally use the handle when using Henry for your carpets and hard floors, but it is useful to be able to clean in tighter spaces, as I said, using the adapter. I'm going to switch on the small aero brush. If you're wearing headphones, you might have to reduce your volume because this does add to the sound level of Henry. Henry on his own is pretty quiet, but when you add a turbo nozzle, the noise level is increased. Turbo nozzles work via the suction of the cleaner. So inside here is a small plastic fan that starts to rotate when the suction pulls it towards it, and then there's a little belt that drives the small brush roll. So I'm going to switch on now. So yes, that is pretty noisy, but of course we don't use that small nozzle when we're cleaning carpets. We need to put the main turbo nozzle. So the turbo nozzle, I found past experience, they're easier to push on different types of carpet, and also if you've got pets or any difficult to pick up dirt, the turbo nozzles tend to perform better due to the fact that they have a revolving brush similar to an upright cleaner. With this one you can actually open it up, and then you can see the workings inside if it gets clogged up. But be careful when using any sort of turbo nozzle. Don't pick up anything hard or sharp because you might damage one of the fins of the fan, and then it'll sound even noisier and won't perform as it should. So there's the main turbo nozzle. Again, I'm going to switch this on, so beware headphone users. I find this to be a decent turbo nozzle on shorter pile carpets, but it does struggle on plush and longer piles. So for those types of carpet, you might need to use the standard carpet and floor nozzle. It does work on my plush living room carpet, but I can hear the brush roll struggling a bit. But it performs okay, but not as well as it would on my other carpets in my house. On my shorter pile carpets, you can hear the brush rotating much faster. So for shorter pile carpets, it's certainly going to perform better, in my opinion, than the standard carpet and hard floor nozzle. I've put down some pet hair on my plush living room carpet to see how well the full-sized aero brush copes with it. Bear in mind that many turbo nozzles and some mains powered cleaners do struggle with this pile of carpet. It will work better, I'm pretty sure, on a shorter pile, but let's see how it does on my living room carpet. Well, even though the brush did struggle a bit, it has left a fairly clean sweep forward and back seems to have removed most of the pet hair. I've attached the small 140 sized aero brush, so I'll try this on another section of the carpet. Well, the small turbo brush wasn't quite as effective as the large one on my carpet, but this will be fine in your car and on your upholstery, and shorter pile carpets again it will perform better. I'll also use this on my stairs as well because that has a short pile carpet, but it certainly picks up pet hair better than a standard nozzle would. To finish the pet hair pickup demonstration, I'm going to try the standard carpet and floor nozzle. Well, as you could see, it took several passes to remove all the pet hair, but it did get it all in the end. So definitely, if you've got pets, you're better off using the full-sized aero brush. Okay, let's see how well Henry Clean Air copes with all this mess. The aero brush does tend to struggle on my plush longer pile living room carpet. On the forward pass you can hardly hear the brush rotating at all, but when I pull the nozzle back it does actually speed up, and it did clean up most of the mess. I've put down some coloured sand on this shorter pile entrance mat, which is more like the carpet in the rest of my home, so I'm expecting this turbo nozzle to perform slightly better on this pile. Anyway, let's give it a go. Well, as you can see, Henry's aero brush performs much better on shorter pile carpeting. Okay, I'm in my kitchen now to see how well the Henry Clean Air copes with the mess on my kitchen floor. All in all, the Henry Clean Air managed to clean up everything on my kitchen floor, although there was a bit of snow ploughing. Snow ploughing often occurs with vacuum cleaners, especially on larger particles or if you're trying to clean up a lot of mess in one go. So basically the brush on the underside of the floor nozzle has pushed some of the particles forward and not picked them up. But that's easily remedied. We just have to tilt the nozzle slightly to remove the rest of the dirt. Well, that's the end of my unboxing and demonstration on the Henry Clean Air vacuum cleaner. It's very like many pneumatic cleaners I've tested on my channel. It's a solid, reliable machine that does a good job. Now, obviously I wouldn't recommend it if you've got quite deep pile carpets, but if you've got short pile carpets or a mixture of carpets and hard floors in your home, then this could be the vacuum for you. Now, I'm often asked which is the best Henry to buy, which is a very hard thing to answer because they are much of a muchness. But I will say, if anyone asks me in future, I probably at the moment would say the Henry Clean Air. I say this because, well, it comes with both turbo nozzles, the full-sized and the smaller one. Full set of tools, of course, are standard, but it also has the upgraded filter. So if you want the ultimate Henry with the cleanest exhaust air, then I would look at the Henry Clean Air because it is better value for money than the Henry Allergy. If you have any comments or questions about Henry, please comment below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Bye for now.